Welcome to part 2 of my comic book collection videos. First part was the guides, and I realized there was 2 guides I did not even count, the Spider-Man and Batman up-to-date guides, but whatever. This is part 2, and we will be looking at my Marvel Essential collection so far. There's about 7 more I want to get, 7 or 9 more, but yeah, this is it so far. It's going to be a very faster video because we're going to see these collections at least 2 more times on this channel, whether it be reading order or a full breakdown going through it for fun. There is a lot here. I think there's about at least 30. Maybe that's a joke. So I don't know how I'm going to go through these. Probably in order of the ones that I like the most to the ones that you know what? I do like all of these. I'm excited to. I've read almost all of these, so well, we'll see how I start off. But this is what it looks like side by side. These are all different. I'm not trying to, buy 2 and then say that they're 2 separate ones. So obviously you can pause the video and look at it, but we'll look at each one, see what the back covers look like, what's maybe inside, and yeah. It'll be very interesting. I don't think this is even going to be like half as long as my other video, but there's that. There's a whole lot. Why not start this all off by looking at Marvel Essential Volume 1, The Human Torch. Probably the earliest Marvel Essential I have. It has Strange Tales issues 101 to 134 and Annual 2. Annual 2 is where Human Torch and Spider-Man team up. There's Captain America. These are the very short tales of Human Torch throughout well, Strange Tales of Humans off in his own. Now there's Fantastic Four parts, like right here. The Puppet Master is controlling the Thing to fight the Human Torch, and so yeah, very thin. It has like 300 and something pages, so it can be read during the same time as Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 1, which omnibuses will be in the last parts of my video. Sorry, not my video, my, what do you call it? Part 4, that'll be what part 4 is. Here's the back of it, kind of cool, kind of a blast from the past to have this little information on the back here. The next things I want to look at are the Marvel Team Up Essential volumes. I have all of them, there's only been 4, and then they stopped printing Essentials I think in 2013. So it's kind of just the plain old Marvel Team Up issues 1 through 24. This is the first issue, Spider-Man and the Human Torch fighting the Sandman. That's the inside. Maybe I won't look at the inside for all of these, but here's the back. This is issue 9, I think, where Spider-Man and Iron Man team up to fight King the Conqueror. It's a 2-parter. I got this from my local comic book shop, well, kind of local. It's in a town away from here, so that's cool. There's volume 1. I should push that a little bit more out of the way. Volume 2, Marvel Team Up Essential Volume 2 has issues 25 to 51. Marvel 2-in-1 issue 17 because issue 47 of Marvel Team Up and issue 17 of Marvel 2-in-1 were a crossover 2-parter. And yeah, this was where the Chameleon pretended to be Rick Jones and Spider-Man had to fight the Hulk because he was breaking some guy out. And this is the back where there's a story. There's some stories in Marvel Team Up Essential Volume 1, 2, and 4 where how do I put this? Spider-Man's not the side character, it's the Human Torch. So Human Torch teams up with like Iceman and Iron Man, and this one he teams up with Damian Hellstorm, the son of Satan. So there's that here. And Volume 3, the first one I ever read, Essential Marvel Team Up Volume 3, Spider-Man and Iron Man vs. Whiplash. This is the first book, this is issue 52. Issues 52 to 73 and 75 in Annual 1. 74 was not in here because it was a crossover with Spider-Man and SNL, and Marvel did not have the rights to reprint that, so that is why that guy is not Abomination. I can't believe I was a kid and I thought that. Spider-Man fights Beatrix the Leaper here along with Captain America. Annual 1 has the X-Men in it, so that's great. This is Annual 4 with Spider-Man and Miss Marvel on the front cover fighting this Doctor Strange villain called Silver Dagger. Very big, but the stories in here definitely are not as good as the other 3 volumes. This is Marvel Team 78 to 76 to 78. It skipped 79 because that was a crossover with Red Sonja, where Marvel again can't reprint that, and it has annuals 2 and 3. Now I think issue 98 and annual 3, those don't have Spider-Man in them. Those are things that close out this issue, so, oh sorry, this comic collection, so that's a little bit disappointing to end off. I think it was Hulk and Iron Man team up, so there's that. Alright, let's look at Spider-Woman. There's only been 2 essentials and I have them both. Spider-Woman Essential Volume 1 has Marvel Spotlight 32, Marvel 2 and 1 29 to 33, and Spider-Woman 1 through 25. Yeah, this is pretty good sized book. This is her first, I think this is Marvel's, I think this is issue 1 of Spider-Woman. This is really her first appearance on the back. So, she's fighting Nick Fury. Cool. And Volume 2, a little bit cooler of a cover in my opinion, because there's the X-Men, and green is my favorite color. There's Juggernaut down there as Spider-Woman 26 to 50. Marvel Team Up 97, Uncanny X-Men issue 148. To know her is defeat her. There's her fighting Tigra. And, yeah. Next, we're going to be Supervillain Team Up Essential Volume 1. There's only one volume of this. This has Giant Size Supervillain Team Up 1 through 2, Supervillain Team Up 1 through 14, and 16 through 17, and I do not know why volume or issue 15 is not here. Avengers 154 to 156, Champion 16, and Astonishing Tales 1 through 8. So there's a good load here, but it's actually not that big. I mean, it might look big in the video, but anyway, there's Doctor Doom and the Emerald Submariner. On the back, Doctor Doom, all the Avengers sort of bowing to him. So that's a pretty cool image. Definitely a unique, probably one of the most unique essentials I have. So next is Fantastic Four Essential Volume 7. I have, well, I'll go into that some other day. But, Volume 7, here's the back. It collects Fantastic Four 138 to 159, Giant Size Superstars 1, Giant Size Fantastic Four 2 through 4, and Avengers issue 127. There you go. I'm trying to go through these a little bit faster. Next up, I think when it comes to reading order, it would be best if you saw Marvel 2 and 1, The Thing, Essential Volume 1. It has Marvel Feature 11 through 12, Marvel 2 and 1, 1 through 20, and 22 through 25. I think issue 21 has Ron the Space Knight or someone from that universe. That's why they can't reprint it. And it has Annual 1 as well, Marvel Team Up 47, Fantastic Four Annual 11. So this also has the two-parter where Spiderman and the Thing fight Silk from Essential Marvel Team Up Volume 2. But anyway, Thing versus Man-Thing, very cool. So I guess there's that. Fantastic Four Essential Volume 8. There you go, there's the cover. Galactus is on the back, thank you. It has Fantastic Four 160 to 183, Fantastic Four Annual 11, Marvel 2 and 1 Annual 1, and Marvel 2 and 1 number 20. So you can look at this if you want. Like I said, even if I'm going through these fast, someday we'll be looking at them again in more detail. And a bit more funner videos in my opinion. Okay, Marvel 2 and 1 presents The Thing. Again, Essential Volume 2, Marvel 2 and 1, 26 through 52, Annual 2 and 3. And that's it. This is the cover for issue 50. And this is the cover for Annual 2. The Thing, there's Adam Warlock, I'm pretty sure. And he's fighting Spider-Man in The Thing. So yeah, very important, especially with Thanos' popularity nowadays. Fantastic Four Annual 9. I made Fantastic Four Marvel Essential Volume 9. Wow. This is the last Fantastic Four Marvel Essential that was made. And, really good. I got this in new condition also. Fantastic Four 184 to 188, and then it skips 189 because that was just a reprint story. Then it has issues 190 to 207 and Annual 12 and 13. So, very exciting. As the giant story, which is issues 192 to 200 of Doctor Doom. So, of course, you gotta love that. And then finish up the two last Marvel 2 and 1s that were made. Essential Volume 3 is right here. There's Human Torch and The Thing trying to save someone from a burning building. And it has issues 53 to 77, Annual 4 through 5. Not really much to talk about here. Very glad that I got this. And Volume 4. That guy always looks like Batman's cowl to me. I don't know. And there's The Thing kind of in chains. Oh no. So there's Volume 4. This one also skips an issue because I know that's the one where he teams up with Wanda Space Knight, so that's why. Yeah, so it has issues 78 to 98 and 100, and annual 6 and 7. There's a lot of annuals for these Marvel 2-in-1s, more than Marvel team-up, so there you go. It's time to talk about Marvel Essential The Defenders. There's been 7 volumes of this, and I only have the first 3 right now. This has Doctor Strange 183, Submariner 22 and 34 and 35, Incredible Hulk 126, Marvel Feature 1 through 3, Defenders 1 through 14, and Avengers 115 to 118. So, there you go. There's Iron Man and Hawkeye as well. A little bit of a thing I'm thinking about on this channel is, after I read the Defenders Essentials 1 through 7, and get the Epic Collection that comes basically right after issue 7, I'm going to make a reading order and kind of go through all the stories and stuff from all Essentials and the Epic Collection, so that'll be another unique video. Here's Volume 2. It has Defenders 15 through 30, Giant Size Defenders 1 through 4, Marvel 2-in-1 6 and 7, Marvel Team Up 33 through 35, Marvel Treasury Edition number 12. So we're Surfer, Hulk, Namor, and Doctor Strange, the original heroes of the Defenders. Before the Netflix series, well, there's Luke Cage and Darkhawk, so I know Darkhawk hasn't been in live action yet, but still, cool back cover with the red text. Excuse me. Here's Marvel Essential The Defenders Volume 3, as issues 31 to 60, and annual number 1. So this is more of a complete run, I would say. I think I'm going to like this a lot more. There's the Ringer, a forgotten Spider-Man rogue, who I have not made a video about, actually, so yeah, it's a good little bit of a reminder to make a video about him on my other channel, The Real Super Sam. Alright, and next, the one everyone wants to have, all Spider-Man Essentials. So here is Volume 1. This is the, when they were repairing this, I think the third time, this third different version. So there's no bar on this side, they're on top. You guys probably already know there's issue 1 right here. Has Amazing Fantasy 15 and Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 20 and Annual 1. So a great start for reading Spider-Man. First appearances of a lot of his characters and cover of Amazing Fantasy 15. How can you go wrong? Now this is a surprise that I got. This is the first printing ever of Essential Spider-Man Volume 2. Very thin. And doesn't even tell you what it collects. Oh yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 21 through 43 and Annual 2 and 3. So there's issue 29 with the Scorpion, Mysterio's Illusions, 23 with Green Goblin, Beetle, Fighting the Human Torch. So yeah, that's pretty cool how it originally looked, I guess. When I got a one from the library, it was the version that came after this with the Essential on the side, the whole Essential thing on the side, and for some reason Annual 3 was ripped out, so I didn't read Annual 3 for a long time. Next up is Marvel Essential Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3. Now, this was the first time I ever saw a Marvel Essential book like this. I can't believe I got it, and it is ginormous. Volume 3 and 4 are the biggest ones I have. Here's the back. This isn't even a comic cover, it's just the original art. It has issues 44 to 65 in Annual 4, and the big edition, Spectacular Spider-Man Magazine, issue 1. So, awesome. This is obviously issue 50, Spider-Man No More. Volume 4, this is issue 86, I think, Spider-Man Unmasked. Oh, and this another original artwork, which is awesome that they have this. Amazing Spider-Man issue 66 through 89, Annual 5, Spectacular Spider-Man Magazine number 2. And the magazine in this is basically episode 41 from Spider-Man the Animated Series, so really cool. Really love these two. I got these two at the same time in the mail, so heck yeah. Volume 5, this is issue, what is it, 98, I think? Spider-Man vs. Green Goblin again. Amazing Spider-Man 90 through 113, no annuals at all. And this is the back of issue 100. Yep, the 100th issue is collected in here. Really cool, different coloring for the artwork. I really like it. I know this is probably everyone's favorite part of the video, but going through it fast again. Essential Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6. This is issue 135 with Tarantula. This is his Tarantula's second comic appearance, so that's cool. Punisher's third comic appearance. Amazing Spider-Man issue 114 to 137. Giant Size Superheroes 1. Giant Size Spider-Man 1 through 2. This is issue 128, I think, with the third Vulture, forgotten Spider-Man villain. Really cool that that comic cover's on the back of here. Of course, this is where the death of Gwen Stacy and Green Goblin happens. Spoiler, maybe. Essential Amazing Spider-Man Volume 7. Here you go. This is issue 151. The Shocker's the main villain. Spider-Man's in the sewer, hunting him down. This is issue 141. Mystery. No, this is issue. No, this is issue 141. Never mind. Amazing Spider-Man 138 through 160, Annual 10, and Giant Size Spider-Man 4 through 5. There's a whole bunch of villains on the cover here that I'm really interested in. I mean, I know everything about them, so to say, but there's, you know, Jacqueline Morbius are probably the least known. So, this is my favorite Marvel Essentials Spider-Man book also, so I'm glad that I have that. Here is issue 8, or volume 8, which has Amazing Spider-Man 161 to 185, Annual 11, Giant Size Spider-Man number 6, and Nova number 12. Again, when I first read this one from my library, Giant Size, this is the last book in there, and it was actually ripped out, so here we go, I actually have it now, yay. Oh no, that's White Dragon. Wait a minute, it wasn't ripped out, they just have the cover here. I think this is a reprint of Strange Tales Annual 2, so that's why it's not in there, duh. This is where Peter Parker almost graduates, if you know what happens. So I also have the Spectacular Spider-Man versions and Web of Spider-Man Marvel Essentials, but I'll get into those later. I want to go in order from pretty. So here's Volume 9, the most rare one ever, so one of the crown jewels. This is Annual 13. It has Amazing Spider-Man 186 to 210, Annual 13 through 14, Spectacular Spider-Man Annual 1. Of course, this has the 200th issue, and that's one of the biggest things about it. Has the return of the Chameleon fighting Spider-Man after a long time. Has Spider-Man fight Jigsaw, I think for the first time. This is issue 186 cover. Story that opens up this whole thing. One that obviously I was so excited to buy, because it was the one Marvel Essentials Spider-Man that my library never had, was Volume 10. And this is the Juggernaut cover. This is from issue, well, I think it's 230, nope, it's 229. There's the Black Cat. This is her second story. Excuse me. This collects Amazing Spider-Man 211 to 230 in Annual 15. There you go. This has the stories of, you know, Hydro Man's first appearance, Hydro Man versus Sandman, they become the Mud Monster. This has the iconic Juggernaut storyline. This has a lot of great storylines that I'm so glad that I got in this story volume. Here is Volume 11, the last Amazing Spider-Man Essential that was made, unfortunately. This is issue 240, Spider-Man vs. the Vulture, and a very, very, very good Vulture story. It's actually the one that has his origin, his full origin. This collects issues 231 to 248, and Annual 16 and 17. The first appearance of the Hobgoblin is in here as well. I wish they made a Volume 12, but I guess it doesn't matter because there's Epic Collections, and away I got issues 249 to 257 collected. Anyway, next up is Spectacular Spider-Man, Marvel Essential Volume 1. This collects Spectacular Spider-Man issues 1 through 31. And yeah, this is the first issue. This is issue 19, I think. Something of a Champions deal, but there's Angel, there's Iceman, who has gone crazy. So there's that. That one actually has the first appearance of or only appearance, I guess, of the first Carry-On. Anyway, and first appearance of Lightmaster and Hitman. Okay, there's this story with this. Remember how I said one of those the DC Supervillains guidebook I got from Universal Studios in California? Well, this is the first time I went there. The first time I went to a comic book shop there, and I bought this, Volume 2. It has Spectacular Spider-Man 32 through 53, and Annuals 1 and 2, and Amazing Spider-Man Annual 13. Did I talk fast enough for you? This is the Lizard, or this has the first appearance of the Iguana in a 3-parter. Now this is Spectacular Spider-Man Annual 1 cover. So there's that. This has issue 50 with Mysterio and the aliens. quote-unquote aliens. There's the Smuggler. There's Tinkerer's Return, his third comic appearance ever, I think, if I remember right. What is it? Oh yeah, there's Swarm in here. Oh, this is the that's where Roger Stern starts. This is the Fantastic Four issue 218 is also in here. That's why I was a little bit confused. It didn't say that on the back at all. So I don't mind flipping through. This is one of the oldest ones I have. That's what the back usually looks like. And again, usually looks like. I think there's like 14 or 15. I think there's only 14, but quote unquote only 14 essentials for the X-Men. That's crazy. That was just over like 20 for Spider-Man. Anyway, here is Volume 3. This was the last Marvel Essential for Spider-Man that I got. And that's Spectacular Spider-Man 54 through 74 and Annual number 3. Annual 3 is with the Man-Wolf, so that's cool. And yeah, it ends on a big cliffhanger. This was the first Spectacular Spider-Man Essential that I read. This has Boomerang in it. And it ends on the cliffhanger of Black Cat returning. And that's where they, in the next two, they kind of, well, I guess the next one is really all about them falling in love and being a crime-fighting duo, which is right here. Volume 4, the first one I bought. Well, Volume 4 and 5 I bought together, but this is issue 96. One of my favorite Spider-Man stories is the ending of this, which is like issue 92, the first appearance of the Answer to issue 96. So Spectacular Spider-Man 75 through 96 in Annual 4. This finishes off the big Doc Ock Owl War. This has issue 77 where Spider-Man fights the Daredevil villain Gladiator, one of my favorite Daredevil villains. It's the return of Silvermane, where he's a robot. Kingpin and his wife. So there's a lot here. There's the Hobgoblin. So yeah, this whole thing is basically Spider-Man and Black Cat becoming a crime-fighting couple. There's the Blob, really, really good Blob story. Maybe even the best one, honestly. So, oh yeah, and this is where Spider-Man gets the black suit in issue 91, the symbiote suit. So, also has something to do with the symbiote saga in here. And volume 5. I keep saying issue. The last one. This is the cover for issue 107, The Death of Jean DeWolf Part 1. This is one where, don't even remember the story, but anyway, this says Spectacular Spider-Man 97 to 114 in Annual 5. This one has issue 100 in it, which is the Spider-Man and Black Cat versus the Kingpin and the Spot. There's Whiplash in 101, Killer Stride in 102, Blaze in issue 103, another forgotten Spidey villain, The Death of Jean DeWolf. It has a Puma during Secret Wars 2 stuff. The Christmas issue is this one. I remember because I'm going to make a video on it very soon. That's about it. I wish they made a volume 6. I really do. That one has a pretty good Hobgoblin story, but they never did. Here's some other collections right there. So, there's volume 5. Next is Web of Spider-Man Marvel Essential Volume 1. I can't believe they made collections for the Web of Spider-Man series. Now, of course, issue 1 is where the symbiote returns and Spider-Man gets rid of it in the bell tower. This is issue 3 right here. So this has Web of Spider-Man numbers 1 through 18 in Annual 1 and 2, and Amazing Spider-Man 268, which again is part of the Secret Wars 2 crossover. So read this after Spectacular Spider-Man Marvel Essential 5. There's some really good stories in here. I remember so many years later. There's the Black Fox. This just has the first appearance of Chance. This has something to do with Eddie Brock in issue 18. This story has the stuff of the reason why there's Spider-Man No More, or Where Has Spider-Man Gone stories, like issue 115 of Spectacular Spider-Man, where Doctor Strange is the main character, and issue 279 of Amazing Spider-Man, where Silver Sable is the main character. Well, that's explained in this compilation. Annual, or Volume 2. This has Web of Spider-Man, I think, Annual number 3 cover right here. There's a whole bunch of villains here. There's Molten Man, there's the Rhino, Electro, Mysterio. I think that guy is supposed to be Whiplash or something. I don't know. Is that supposed to be the Wizard? Anyway. This collects Kraven's Last Hunt. Yeah. In black and white. That's okay. This has Web of Spider-Man 19 to 32, Annual number 3, and then the Amazing Spider-Man issue 293, 294, Spectacular 131 and 132. And yeah, this last is Kraven's Last Hunt. Essential Marvel Team of Volume 3. I know I'm going through these now. There's Vulture. Oh, what happened to my video there? I don't know. But yeah. Awesome. And now on to one I surprisingly love. Daredevil Marvel Essential Volume 1. Issues 1 through 25. First appearance of a lot of loser Marvel rogues like Leapfrog and Stiltman. But still a really good story. I'm going to be careful with this because I think the back page is a little bit ripped. There's issue 23 with the Gladiators as his first appearance. Well, of course, it's Daredevil's first appearance, so as the first appearance of many other Daredevil villains like the Owl and the Masked Marauder. He was a big villain in the early days. As first appearance of Matador. Anyway. Very, very cool. It has issue 16 in it, which has Daredevil and Spider-Man team up. It has issue 2 where he fights Electro. And here's volume 2, a little bit bigger. It has issues 26 through 48 and the special number 1 and Fantastic Four issue 73. Here's Captain America fighting Daredevil. There's a moment where is one of them Doctor Doom and Daredevil switch bodies. Anyway, there's a lot here. Really entertaining. Oh, what is this? Better not look at it because it could have my address. Boop. And now for more creative covers. Here's Essential Volume 3. I don't know what issue this one is supposed to be on, but anyway, Daredevil 49 through 74 and Iron Man 35 through 36. There we go. And here's the Becky fights Stillman again. I don't know what cover that is, but again, really, really good. Really surprisingly good. Like, just as good. There was a time I liked the Daredevil comics more than Spider-Man, but I haven't read Daredevil for a long time, so maybe I'll like it again more. I don't know. Here's issue 100's cover for Marvel Essential Daredevil Volume 4. Daredevil issues 75 through 101 and Avengers issue 111. And this is where Daredevil and the Black Widow become an item and they fight crime together like Spider-Man and the Black Cat, so that's cool to know about. That's all I have for this story, this volume. Just 4 more collections for Marvel Essentials to go. This is all Marvel Comics, not even any DC this part. But anyway, there's Daredevil, the Man Without Fear. Essential number 5 where he fights Kraven the Hunter and Hydra. This has issues 102 to 125. I think this is issue 121. And Marvel 2-in-1 issue 3. So, that's kind of cool. Kraven's on the cover, Spider-Man villain, so of course I like that. Here's Bullseye's first appearance cover, issue 131. This is volume 6. They got 6 out of these. There's the Owl. This is Daredevil 126 to 146, Annual 4, Iron Man 88 to 89, and Ghost Rider issue 20. And that was the last one for Daredevil. Of course, now there's Epic Collections, and there's the omnibuses for Frank Miller run. Next, The Punisher Essential number 2. Big bazooka pointing at that guy's face. This collects The Punisher number 1 through 20 in Annual 1 and Daredevil 257. Now I know this is Volume 2, but yeah, it's Punisher number 1. Well, that's because the first volume had his appearances in like Amazing Spider-Man and Captain America, stuff like that. So yeah. There's Essential Punisher Volume 2. And the last one, Volume 3. There's the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants fighting the Avengers. I think that's Quasar. And there's I don't know who this guy is. I think it might be Avalanche, but there's Blob and Pyro. And the Punisher Essential number 3. This has Punisher 21 and 40 and Annuals 2 and 3. Here's fighting Moon Knight. I'm not going to get the Moon Knight Essentials, but that's because they're in omnibus format and I would rather buy the omnibuses. So there you go. That is that. So yeah. That is all my Marvel Essentials. There's a lot. There's Infinity War omnibus I have. I'm covering it up because there's some things. And yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed part 2. of 4 of my comic collection videos, and have a good day.